Hey everyone, in this video here I'm going to show you guys how to make a similar to this right here icon for your guys' YouTube channel. So the first thing you're going to need is obviously Photoshop. I'm using this on a Macintosh, so that is how I'll show you guys how to do it. And basically the first thing you're going to need to do is go to Photoshop obviously and click New, and you can title anything you want. This one I made by 800 by 800 pixels. So just make sure this is set to pixels here. You can leave this at 72 and you want to make sure it's on the RGB color scheme, and then you can hit OK. Alright, so the first thing here, what we're going to do if we're going to model this right here is we can start with the gradient overlay. So for what we're going to do is you're going to double click on this background here and just hit OK, and that'll turn this into a layer. And what we're going to do now is we're going to click on it and go to the FX down here at the bottom for effects, and we're going to go up to gradient overlay, and here you can see it now goes from black to white, it looks like. But we're going to change this. Right now it's on linear. Right here we're going to change it to radial, and then we're going to check this reverse up here, and now you should look like this. And we're going to click on this bar right here, anywhere on it, and you click on it and it'll open up this tab here. And this is where we're going to change, basically it's going from black, which is here, to the white, which is the center. So we're going to change it. I'm going to change it to a bluish, and to change it you can either click on it once and then click this, or you can just double click on this box and that'll open this up. So let's try a bluish color like that's alright, and just hit OK, and you can see now it's going from blue to white. I'm actually probably going to leave it like that, but let's try. I'm going to go where it's white now, and I tell you what, I'm actually going to leave it that color, white. But if you want to change it, you can double click on this or click this box once and then click the color, and I'll show you if we did like a silver or gray and hit OK. Actually can't really tell. You'll see now it goes like this. Now the next thing we want to do is put in the lines coming through here to make it the sunburst look, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So what we do for that is we're going to go down here to the square with the corner folded up, which is a new layer, and click on that. And before we do anything else, we're going to go over here to our color swatches and select the color that we want the star shapes or the lines, whatever it is, to be. So for this one we'll do let's do like a dark gray like that. So I'm going to hit OK once you select the color. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the shapes tool, which usually is probably on the rectangle, and you're going to click and hold and go over here to custom shapes tool. And now you're going to go over here, you're going to make sure you're on shape up here, not path. The fill is the color that we just selected, that dark gray. And then you want to go over here to this right here, the shape select tool, and the one we're going to use is called right here next to the other target. We're going to do the registration target 2. If you don't see this option, you might need to click this little gear over here, and I think it's all right here. If you click on all, it'll ask you if you want to append or mall or replace whatever. You click append, and then it will show up here, and it's called registration target 2, and we're going to click on that. We're going to double click that. Now before we do anything else, we're going to go up here to view and make sure our rulers are turned on, and we're going to go up here to the ruler itself on the top and the left side, and we're just going to click and drag this down. And once you get to roughly the center, you'll see that it kind of snaps to the center if you have snapping turned on like that. You see how it snaps and it stays in place. We're going to do the same for the left hand side. And now we've got a nice grid for where to place this target so that it's centered. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit Command minus sign to zoom out some. Actually, we'll do it. We'll go back to here. That's Command plus to zoom back in. And we're going to go to the center here. We're going to click and hold, and then we're just going to drag, and then we're going to hold Shift as well as Option, and that'll center it, and it'll build from the center. And what we're going to do is we can let go, and then we're going to hit Command 0 or Command minus sign, and with this shape still highlighted here, we're going to hit Command T, and now we're going to hold Option and Shift as well, and we're going to drag it out here a little bit to about however far you want to go, and then let go. And now that will give us some gray lines in here with the center there fine. So if we go up here now, actually hit return after we scaled it, and if we go to new layer here, which is a square with the corner bent up, you can now see it deletes all the other stuff that was on the outside, and we're left with this nice thing here. What I did to this one here is I beveled and embossed it, and I believe that's it because it had the gradient. So what we're going to do is click back on the shape here we had, and we're going to double click and go to bevel and emboss and check this. And now we're kind of just going to tweak it. I don't know the exact settings I had, but we'll just kind of play with it till it looks good. Which is I think the dog's done barking. We're going to set this there. Let's go about there. That looks good. Soften. Oh, we're just going to leave that at 0. Tell you what. This you kind of just need to play with whatever look you're trying to get. I'm really not that good with Photoshop, but this is an alright look. There we go. Inner bevel. Leave it on inner bevel, and we're going to hit OK. And now you can see it's got a little bit of a rounded look to it. It looks a little bit better than it did. So now we've kind of got a 3D look to this. We've got the gradient background where it goes from the dark blue to the gray center. And now what we're going to do is click. Make sure there's nothing else. Okay, we're going to show you. I'm going to show you now how to make this outside white. So outside white layer. So now we've got this layer here that is above the circle layer here, and we're going to go over here and hit on the rectangular tool, and we're just going to draw a rectangle across the entire thing. Actually, Command Z. Before we do that, to jump back, we've got this highlighted. We go over here to the color again, and we're going to go type in FFF, and that'll give us white. And then hit OK. And now we're going to draw this square, a new layer. We're going to draw a triangle or a rectangle across the entire thing, and hit and let go. So that's there now. And next what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and to the path operations, and we're going to click, and we're going to go extract overlapping shapes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to draw, we can go from the center here, and what this is going to do, whatever shape or however big we make it, it'll basically cut out. So what we're going to do is we're going to click, drag, Option, Shift, and drag, and just make it however thick of a white border you want. We'll go about there, and now let go, and now you've got a decent looking border with your shape inside here, and everything's looking pretty good. So now the last thing we need to do is go up here to one more layer, add a new layer, and this one we're going to go to the text tool here, type, and then we're going to select a font we want to use, which we'll just put something simple to let's just do copper plate, and you can click anywhere and make sure to select your size right here. We'll do 125. Okay, now we're going to type in this is mine, whatever we can do. And now we can go up here to the arrow tool and center this like that. Actually, so now we're going to change the color of this to just straight black. So with this highlighted, you click the text box here, text button here once again, and you just click anywhere on this text, and it'll highlight on the line. And if you hit Command A, that'll select it all. And then go to this box up here, and we'll just type in 000,000, and that'll give us a black look. And now you can see, if we zoom out, that's kind of what our icon on YouTube will look like. So pretty much you can customize it any way you want. If this is the look you're going for with the gradient in the background, which is this right here. So we started with this. We went from a dark blue to a light gray. After that, we drew in the shape here. We selected the dark gray for that. And then we put on the bevel here, which kind of rounds it out. After that, we drew a layer with a rectangle on top of it to make the square outline, which you don't have to do, but I think it looks cleaner. And then after that, we just picked the text, we centered it, and put it in there. Now what you want to do, once you get all this stuff set up, to save it, you want to go to File, Save for Web, and then just hit Save, and then you put it wherever you want to put it and title it whatever you want to title it. And then once you go into your YouTube channel, you can click on that icon and upload it to your channel. If you guys have any questions, just go ahead and put them in the comments below or send me a message. I apologize if anything was confusing, and I appreciate you guys watching the video. Take care.